Right, so we're back with another look at the 5-0 deck lists for Pauper. So today I'm going to do the text view. I'm going to go through the non uh, decks I've covered before very fast. Then look at two very interesting decks. So let's do this. Um, First off, we have it's a Delver, nothing special here. Carves on Boggles. Carves has two posting this week. One is on Boggles with Ram Through, which is quite a new addition to the deck, which is pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. He also got a posting with the Mono Blue Delver. Not much there. We have once again a Red Deck Wins list. Um, Pretty similar to the one we covered last week. And we have a Forest Monarch, Mono White Heroic, nothing really special here that I can see. We have Elves, they choose to do the 4 Stampede, 4 Melody, and 1 Longbow, pretty standard. Then the Burn list, standard Affinity, it looks like, 2 Relic main deck. That's kind of it. Okay, what do we have? It's a Stompy, not much here. So, like, most of the 5 lists, they're very diverse in a week because how Magic Online, like, posts them. So they try to not post the same deck, so they just kind of, like, take all the 5-0s and then take out all the different, basically. And we have a Chromatic Tron, which is cool. Mono Black Control. Yeah. Forest Bully. This is Yeska Ephemerate, that's pretty cool as well. And the only white card they play is Ephemerate. And the circles in the sideboard and Palace Sentinels. Right, I wonder, I think I covered this last week, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna skip. Blue Black Delver. Okay, so Probosh has a posting with the Black White Pestilence. This is the more creature based. If you compare to this one, this is a Morris list that we covered, I think, last week. Yep. So this is the only place for Guardian to first swear, while this deck plays a lot of creatures, some life gain from Missionary, some value from Skyfish Inspector, also the Monarch. Pestilence is it's good versus a lot of decks, and with Guardian in play, just sticks around forever. Blue Familiars with Setting Rockin', of course. This version has Ephemerate, other than that, it's pretty standard. Another Blue Fairies, probably pretty similar as the one from Carves, except that he's playing Island and the Tyrant is playing a Snow-covered Island. Okay, so now we just covered those very fast, a couple minutes. Now we're gonna go to the like 3 not that common list, I guess. I might have covered Slivers before, maybe 2 weeks ago, but we're gonna look at it anyways. So what is Slivers trying to do? Slivers is a kind of aggressive deck that tries to go wide. So all the Slivers buff each other. So let's just go through them. We have a Plate Sliver. It's a 1/1 for 1 that gives all your Slivers 1 life. And you also play, let's see, you have Muscle Sliver, Predator Sliver, and Sinew Sliver. Those are all 1/1s for 2 that gives all Sliver +1/+1. And they buff themselves, so it's basically a 2/2, and this is a 1/2. So you just want to try to get out as many as possible. Just attack your opponent very fast. You can win easily turn 4. Then we have some other special stuff. We have all Slivers have flanking. So when you have a couple of these out, it's very hard to block the Slivers, especially if you're playing, I guess, Delver Fairies or something. It's hard to block, but it's hard to block with for every deck, basically. And you have Virulent Sliver. It gives all Slivers poisonous. Poisonous is different from Infect. So with Infect, you take like, if the creature has 5 power, you take 5 Infect. with Poisonous, and if it has 5 power and Poisonous 1, you're gonna take 5 damage and 1 infect counter, or 1 poison counter. If you have 2 Verdant Slivers out, every sliver you have is going to do 2 poison damage to your opponent. So if you play this on turn 1, you can play 2 more on turn 2, you're gonna win turn 3. Laidback Sliver, when you don't have any cards in the hand, all slivers you control can tap to do 1 damage to a target player. This is very good versus Stonehorn and Moment's Peace, and that's kind of the reason why it's in the deck. Gemite Sliver. So I think Gemite Sliver is basically played because of the Bladeback Sliver, because if you hit a big Bleed Stampede, you have to like have mana to play everything, and Gemite Sliver gives everything, all of your slivers, the ability to tap from a 1 mana. So I think this is the kind of combo. If you would look at other lists, which we're not going to do now, you would see that some of them would probably not play these two. Like if you're on a green-white, I don't think you play either of these. And then like more just aggressive options. You also have 1 Hunter Sliver. It's good to kill some creatures when you're blocking, give slivers provoke. In the sideboard we have 2 Electrickeries for, I guess, the Delver matchups. 4 Hallow for Burn. I think Hallow is probably, like if you land 1 Hollow versus Burn, you are in a good position. Crimson Acolyte also versus Burn. Hunter Sliver, more, you play 2 Hunter Slivers if you add them up. Not sure what matchups these are for, but it seems very good versus creature heavy decks. Right, now I see some viewers coming in. Welcome everyone, we're going through some decks. So leave no trace for Boggles, I guess. Stenenberg is also very good versus Boggles and stuff with removal, and then Fairy Macabre probably for the Tron matchups. So we have covered this before, so I just wanted to go through it fast. Now we have the 2 most spicy lists for this week. So I'm going to start with Tron from the CCC. So why is this spicy? This Tron, right? So the big difference here is that they only play 7 creatures. We see no Stonehorn Dignitary, we see no Dendro Horror, we see no Seagate Oracle. The only creatures they play is 3 Mnemonic Wall and 4 Muldrifter. Okay. So what does that give us? It gives us a lot of spells. A lot of different ways to interact with the opponent. Let's go through. First off, we're going to look at counter spells. We have Condescend, we have Prohibit, Exclude, Unwind. These are 4 counter spells. It's pretty standard for any Tron deck, to be honest. I can expect a deck like this to have more counter spells. We'll see what other cards they have. I don't see any Dispel in the main deck. You could probably play Dispel over any over Condescend, over Prohibit, over Unwind, or Exclude, like any of the counter spells you want to. 2 Ephemerate and 1 Flicker for the flicker effect. You don't want more than that probably, because you're only playing 7 creatures. If you're playing more creatures, they are just so much better than in this version. So the big difference is all the red removal spells, right? We have 1 Firebolt, 1 Flame Slash, 2 Lightning Axes, 1 Lightning Bolt. Lightning Axe is interesting. It kills Anglers, which could be a big problem for Tron decks. Like, it's a very fast clock, and if you don't have fogs, they're just gonna kill you very fast. A lot of cheap red interaction for the aggressive decks, and also for the Delver decks. Echoing Truth, just basically a like an all-around answer. A lot of different stuff. Fire Prophecy is a new card from Ikoria. Still like a Lightning Bolt, but only hits creatures, but you only get to you're also going to be able to put 1 card in the bottom to draw a card. So just a nice like cycler kind of card, especially if you have a lot of Tron pieces in your hand that you don't want. For impulse, for consistency, and you also want to like be able to pass turn and have stuff counters and impulse up. Then we have compulsive, which is a very good draw card. You can also deck out your opponent with it, so I think this is necessary in most Tron lists. Forbidden Alchemy is very good to find with teachings, I think. It's very good versus blue control decks because you can just flash it back. You can play it twice, you can play it on opponent's turn, so they have to counter it in their turn. Like it's just a very good card for a lot of matchups. 1 pulse and 2 teachings. So all in all, it's pretty standard. There are no moments pieces in the main deck. There are actually no moments pieces in the sideboard either, which is quite interesting. I wonder what matchups this guy hit them. But we're gonna look over the whole thing after we do the rest. So 3 maps, 4 Prism, 1 Mana Geode. I don't really cutting the 4th map, but I guess it might be like I just want to get Tron as fast as possible when I play Tron, and map helps do that. Yeah. He's playing 4 Prism, is the best card in the deck, and 1 Mana Geode. There's actually a new artifact coming out. Well, it was released yesterday on Magic Online. That is hopefully going to, well, hopefully, I don't know. But I think it's going to be very good. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Yeah, this card. So this is very similar to Mana Geode, but it costs 3 taps for any mana. You can also pay 4 and tap it to draw a card. Which just seems insane in Tron. It's impossible to get this card right now, kind of, because the bots doesn't have it. But as soon as I get them, I want to try them out in Tron. For the mana base, we have the 4 tap lands, 12 Tron pieces, 1 remote isle, 2 caves. Okay, so they cut 2 caves for 2 guild gates. Okay, I guess they just want colors. Yeah, Kent, the ornament is going to be, I think it's going to be very good in Tron. And hello to you, welcome. Okay, so moving on to sideboard, we have 3 blue blast, 1 dispel, 1 electricity, 2 shamans. We have 6 red elemental blasts or power blast, and 1 grand of weather. Okay, so like, what do we see from this deck? They have no fogs, no stonehorn, so they do not want to play against any kind of like Stompy, especially not Boggled and Heroic, I would say. I guess Stomp you can like kill their guys. But 0 fog effects in the 75 is very ballsy. But if you look at the sideboard, we see 1 electric and 6 blue blast, 6 red blast. So I think this person, he just expected to play versus blue decks all day, and hope this decks just carry him. I do like this kind of list. Stonehorn and Moments Peace are very slow and bad versus some decks like the Mirror, like I think versus Ferris or Delver as well. This is a more streamlined way to play Tron, I think, if you expect a lot of blue decks. Yeah, I might try this later on stream. I haven't finished my Infect League yet, so but I'm gonna download this Tron. Okay, so the most spicy list for this week is a Tribe deck from Raptor. Of course, he is one of the greatest inventors in Pauper, and yeah, let's look it through. So, what is this deck? Well, the base of this deck is Tireless Tribe, and in combination with Inside Out. Basically, the ability on Tireless Tribe says discard a card from your hand. Tireless Tribe gets +4 life until end turn, but if you play Inside Out, it's going to get 4 attack. So if you play Tribe on turn 1, you can discard your hand on turn 2 and gain like 32, no, 24 24 life or something, and play inside out, just kill your opponent. But this deck can also grind. So you're playing Seekers, Squadron Hawks, like just trying to grind down your opponent with a lot of creatures, and Thethmos High Priest. When you target this with a spell, you can return, well, any creature in this deck, a creature with converted mana cost 2 or less from a graveyard to battlefield. So you're playing Shadow Rifts, Inside Out. Yeah, those 2 cards for Thethmos. I think it's an interesting card for sure. I'm gonna save this as well. Maybe try it later if I have the cards. So it's I would say this is a combo deck, blue combo deck mostly, but it can also grind down your opponents with the white creatures, like mid-range creatures. We're playing a lot of draw spells. We have say 4 Brainstorm or 4 Preordain. Shadow Rift makes a guy basically unblockable, and then counterspell we have 2 dispels and only two circular logic. Usually this kind of deck sees 4 of the logic, but I guess Raptor decided to do 2 dispel and 2 logics. Okay, this is a new addition from Ikoria for one mind, because this is a, what is this? I don't even see what it says. I don't think it's a human, but oh, it is a human. Okay. Okay. How do you ever see that? It's so strange to see. It doesn't look like it's human from the picture. I'm gonna look here. Oh, that's a filter. Okay, so it's a human nomad, sure. So you have 1 human, or 4 human, 4, and Squadron Hawks and Thethmos. So half of your deck is humans and half is not human, basically. So of 1 line seems really good. Prismatic Strand is the way to protect Tribe. Good against burn, good against anything that can do damage, good against the aggressive decks. Then 1 draw spell. 18 lands, not much to say there. In the sideboard we have Dispel to protect the combo, Gutshots versus Delver decks, I guess, because Delver can counter, or Sprite rather, can counter a lot of stuff here. Fire Blast for the red matchups. Shimmering Wings, Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has flying. Returns Shimmering Wings to its owner hand. Okay, so this is kind of an infinite combo with Thethmos High Priest. You can basically pay double blue to get anything back. So I think this is for the grindier matchups, like Mono Black Control maybe. Taking Truth, like an all-around answer, except 4. Journey, just kills any creature. There's a lot of like general sideboard cards, which seems cool. So I'm quite glad to see this deck back. I haven't seen Tribe in a while. I might try to play it later in the stream as well. So I'm going to end the recording now. So everyone that watched YouTube, thank you. If you liked the video, please leave a comment or like or subscription. And check out my YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So I'm gonna